Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you all are well. Welcome you all again in Maths 2 lecture. Today we are going to discuss problem set 2. First question number 1. Select the correct alternatives and fill the blank in the following statement. Select the correct alternative and fill in the blank in the following statement. First, if a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then the sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is. We know that the sum of the interior angles are 180, that means interior angles are supplementary. So your answer is option C, 180 degree. Second one, the number of angles formed by a transversal of two lines is. We have discussed in lecture there are total 8 numbers of angles are formed by parallel lines and a transversal. So the answer is C, 8. Third one, a transversal intersect two parallel lines. If the measure of one of the angle is 40 degree, then the measure of its corresponding angle is. We know that the corresponding angles are congruent. If one angle is 40 degree, then the pair of corresponding angle, the another angle is also 40 degree as they are congruent. So your answer is option A, 40 degree. Next, number 4th. In triangle ABC, angle A 76 degree, angle B 48 degree, then you have to find angle C. We know that in a triangle, sum of angle is 180 degree. If two angle A is 76, angle B is 48, and then you have to find angle C. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. So 180 minus 76 minus 48, your answer is 56 degree. So the answer is 56 degree, option B. Next, two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. If measure of one of the alternate and interior angle is 75 degree, then the measure of other angle is. You know that alternate angles are congruent. If one angle is 75 degree, then other also is 75 degree. So your answer is option C, 75 degree, as alternate angles are congruent. Next, question number 2. Ray PQ and ray PR are perpendicular to each other. Points B and A are in the interior and exterior of angle QPR respectively. Ray PB and ray PA are perpendicular to each other. Now see here in this question, two rays PQ and ray PR are perpendicular to each other. That means they are making right angle. Making right angle. Point B in the interior of angle QPR and point A in the exterior of angle QPR. That means two rays are perpendicular to each other and two point B and A. One is in the interior part of the angle and the point A in the exterior part of the angle. Ray PB and ray PA are perpendicular to each other, and the ray PA and PB formed by the joining point A and B, they are also perpendicular to each other. On the basis of this instruction, the question asks, draw a figure showing all these rays and write a pair of complementary angle, a pair of supplementary angles, and a pair of congruent angles. That means on the basis of information given, you have to draw the figure and write the pair of complementary angle and one pair of supplementary angle and one pair of congruent angles. So first of all, in this question, as per the instructions are given, you have to draw the figure according to the instruction. Okay. See this figure as per the instruction. Ray PQ and PR are perpendicular. They are making right angles. See in this figure, PR and PQ are shown by the right angle. So they are perpendicular. And point B inside in the interior part of angle QPR and point A in the exterior part of the angle QPR. See, point A in the exterior part and point B lie in the interior of angle QPR. And here ray PA and ray PB are also perpendicular to each other. That means these two rays are also making right angle. So this figure as per the instructions given in the question. PQ and P are perpendicular. Point B inside of the angle QPR and point A outside, that means in the exterior part, and ray PA and ray PB are perpendicular to each other. On the basis of this figure, we have to write one pair of complementary angle. Complementary angle means the angles whose sum is 90 degree, or we can say the pair of angle whose addition is 90 degree is called complementary angles. So see here, the two angles are making 90 degree, angle QPB and angle PBR, they are making 90 degree. So that means the addition of these two angles are of 90 degrees. So your answer is QPB and BPR, and one more is BPR and RPA. These two angles form, that means addition of these two pairs of angles are of 90 degrees. So they are complementary angles. Again I am repeating, complementary angles means the pair of angles whose addition is 90 degree. That means by adding two angles, if you get 90 degrees, so such type of angles are called complementary angles. Next we have to write a pair of supplementary angles. Supplementary angle means the pair of angle whose sum, that means whose addition is 180 degree. So see here, the two angles are of 90 degree. If you add them, 90 plus 90 is 180. That means their sum is 180. So that means they are supplementary angles. So one is QPR and one is APB. Both angles are of 90. So they are supplementary angle because 90 plus 90 is equal to 180. So this is a pair of supplementary angles. Third one, we have to write a pair of congruent angles. Congruent angles means a pair of angle whose measure is same. That means the angle in which whose measure is equal, we call that they are congruent. So congruent angle, one is QPR and BPA also, because they are both are 90 degrees, so they are also congruent. And QPB and BPR is also congruent because they are having same measure. Okay. Write down the answers. First one, angle APR plus angle RPB is equal to 90 degree. That means their sum is 90. So that means they are complementary. So therefore angle APR and angle RPB are the pair of complementary angles. Next answer, supplementary angles. See, angle APB and angle RPQ both are 90. So 90 plus 90 is equal to 180. So therefore angle APB and angle RPQ are the pair of supplementary angles. Next, congruent angles. The answer is angle APB and angle RPQ both are 90 degrees. So they are congruent as they have equal measure. So here we complete all the three answers, that means complementary angle, supplementary angles and congruent angle. Now move to the next question, that is question number 3. The question number 3 is, prove that if a line is perpendicular to one of the two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other line also. That means if two parallel lines are there and one line is perpendicular to only one line out of two parallel lines, then it's also perpendicular to the second parallel line. We have to prove that. See in this figure, line AB and line CD are parallel to each other and EH line is perpendicular to line AB only, and you have to prove this EH line is perpendicular on line CD also. It's very easy. You know that angle. See here, if EH line is perpendicular on AB, that means your angle EFB is 90 degree. And you know that angle EFB and angle FGD, they are the corresponding angles. And you know that the corresponding angles are congruent. If angle EFB is 90 degree, then automatically other angle is also corresponding angle is also 90 degree. So therefore both angles are 90 degree. So therefore if AB is perpendicular on EG, then CD is also are perpendicular to EG because angle EFB and angle FGD both are 90 degree as they are corresponding angles. So that's why if AB is perpendicular on EH, then CD is also perpendicular on EH. So write down the solution. Given is line AB is parallel to line CD and EH line is transversal, intersecting line AB and CD at point F and G respectively. line EH is perpendicular to line AB. This much part is given, and you have to prove line EH is also perpendicular to line CD. Now let's start your proof. Line EH is perpendicular on line AB, so therefore angle EFB is 90 degree, as I explained you, and line AB is parallel to line CD, and line EH is a transversal, so therefore angle EFB is congruent to angle FGD, as they are corresponding angles. So by corresponding angle, these two angles are congruent. That means angle EFB is equal to angle FGD. Angle FGD is also 90 degree because angle EFB is 90 degree, and both are the corresponding angle. So therefore line EH is also perpendicular to line CD. Okay. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, in the given figure, measure of some angles are shown. Using the measures, find the measure of angle X and angle Y, and hence show that the line L is parallel to line M. Okay. See, in this figure, two angles are given, 130 degree and 50 degree, and you have to find the measure of angle X, and we have to prove that line L is parallel to line M. Okay. First of all, observe in figure, angle X is 130 degree, as they are vertically opposite angles, and you know that the vertically opposite angles are congruent. And angle X and 50 degree, they are the interior angles because they are interior part of the parallel line. Now add, value of angle X is 130, so 130 plus 50 is 180. That means interior angles are supplementary. So we have discussed before this lecture, if the interior angles are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So by interior angle test, line L is parallel to line M. Write down the solution. Proof, angle X is 130 degree by vertically opposite angle, and angle Y is 50 degree because it is also a vertically opposite angle. So add angle X plus 50 degree, that means 130 plus 50, 180 degree. So therefore line L is parallel to line M by interior angle test for parallel lines. Okay. Next is question number 5. Question number 5 is, in this question, line AB is parallel to line CD and parallel to EF. AB, CD, EF, these three lines are parallel to each other. And line QP is their transversal. Line QP intersect all these three lines, so QP is the transversal. And the ratio of angle Y to Z is 3:7. Then you have to find the measure of angle X. Okay, in this question, three lines are parallel and QP is the transversal, and the ratio of angle Y to Z is 3:7. Then you have to find the value of angle X. Observe this figure. If you observe carefully, you find angle X and angle Y. That means X and Y are the interior angles, and X and Z are the alternate angles. See, alternate angles, X and Z are the alternate angles between line AB and EF, and X and Y are the interior angle between the line AB and CD. Now here the ratio Y and Z is given 3:7. You know that how to separate the number from the ratio. To separate the number from the ratio, we have to take a common multiple. Okay, if you consider M as a common multiple, then Y become 3M and Z becomes 7M. And angle X is congruent to Z. That means in place of angle Z, you can write angle X. So if the ratio Y is to Z is 3:7, so that means the ratio of X is to Z is also 3:7. Got it? So here we have to apply the property of alternate angle X and angle Z are the alternate angle. So in place of Z, you can write angle X. So let's start the solution. Write down the solution. Line AB is parallel to line F, EF is given, and line QP is the transversal. Angle X is congruent to angle Z, as I told you, they are the alternate angles, and the ratio of angle Y to Z, they have given us 3:7. So therefore ratio of angle Y to X is also 3:7, as angle X and Z are congruent. So we suppose let the common multiple be M. So Angle y is equal to 3m degree and angle x is equal to 7m degree by applying the common multiple. And line AB is parallel to line CD. So, and line QP is the transversal. So, therefore, angle x plus angle y is equal to 180 degree as they are the interior angles. So, substitute the value. Angle x is 7m, angle y is 3m. 7m plus 3m is equal to 180 degree. 7m plus 3m is 10m is equal to 180 degree. So, m is 180 divided by 10. So, you get the value of m is 18 degree. Now, after substituting the value of m, find the angle x, that is 7m. 7 multiplied by 18. So, the value of angle x is 126 degree. Got it? Here we find the value of angle x 126 degree. Again I am repeating. Here the angle y and angle z ratio is given to you 3:7. And angle x is congruent to angle z by alternate angle. So in place of angle z you can write angle x. So angle x and angle y ratio become 3:7. By taking a common multiple we separate angle x and angle y. So angle y is 3m and angle x is 7m. Then we observe x and y are the interior angle, and we know that the interior angles are supplementary. So therefore angle x plus angle y is equal to 180. We substitute the value, then x is 7m and y is 3m. So 7m plus 3m is equal to 180 degree. So therefore angle m is equal to 180 divided by 10. 7m plus 3m is equal to 10. So you get the value of m is 18 degree. So by substituting the value of m, you can find the value of angle x. So angle x is 7m. So angle x is equal to 7 multiplied by 18. You get angle x value is 126 degree. So therefore angle x is equal to 126 degree. Okay. Easy. Next, question number 6. Question number 6 is, in given figure, line Q parallel to line R and line P is their transversal. And if A is 80 degree, that means angle A is 80 degree, find the value of F and G. You have to find the value of F and G. Okay. So here line Q and line R are parallel to each other and line P is the transversal. Angle A is 80 degree, then we have to find here the value of angle F and angle G. See in the figure, angle A and angle B are the linear pair of angle as they lie in a one line. And you know that linear pair of angles are supplementary. That means their sum is 180. So therefore angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. 180 minus 80 means 100. So you get the value of angle B is 100 degree. Okay. Angle B, you find the value of angle B 100 degree by linear pair of angles. Okay. Now see, angle B and angle F, they are the corresponding angles. Okay. B and F are the corresponding angles. So by corresponding angle, angle F is also 100 degree. Okay, easy. Next we have to find the value of angle G. See the angle G. Angle A and angle C. Now compare angle A and angle C. Angle A 80 degree and C is the opposite angle of angle A. So therefore angle C is also 80 degree. Now and angle C and angle G, they are the corresponding angles and corresponding angles are congruent. So angle C is congruent to angle G. If angle C is 80 degree, then angle G is also 80 degree. This is the one method. In another way, you can find directly angle A and angle C are congruent as they are opposite angle. So angle A and angle C are 80 degree. And angle C and G are the corresponding angles. So therefore you get the value of angle G is also 80 degree by corresponding angles. Now C and F, they are the interior angles and interior angles are supplementary. So therefore angle C plus angle F is equal to 180 degree. You have the value of angle C is 80 degree. So therefore 180 minus 80, you find the value of angle F is 100 degree. Or in another method, you can solve in this way also. Angle A and angle G. Angle A and angle G, they are the exterior alternate angles. So you know that exterior alternate angles are congruent. So therefore angle A is congruent to angle G. So as angle A is 80 degree, angle G is also 80 degree. Okay. And angle F and G, they are the linear pair of angle, and linear pair of angles are also supplementary. That means angle F plus angle G is equal to 180. Angle G is 80, then 180 minus 80, angle F is 100 degree. Out of these three methods, which method you feel easy, you can apply that method. Okay, let's start the solution. Solution: angle A is given to you 100 degree and angle A is equal to angle G, as they are the alternate angle, alternate exterior alternate angles. So as a exterior alternate angle, angle G is equal to 80 degree. And angle F and G, they are the linear pair of angles, and linear pair of angles are supplementary. That means their sum is 180. So therefore F plus G is equal to 180 degree. We are having the value of angle G is 80. So therefore angle F plus 80 degree is equal to 180 degree. So angle F is equal to 180 minus 80. So F is 100 degree. So the value of angle F and angle G are 100 degree and 80 degree respectively. Okay. Here we have completed lesson number 2. In this lesson we have discussed about the parallel line, transversal, intercept, and the types of angles formed by the parallel line and transversal. We have discussed there are different types of angles formed by the parallel line and transversal: corresponding angles, interior angles, alternate angles, exterior alternate angles, and interior alternate angles, interior angles, linear pair of angles. So many angles we have discussed in this lesson. We also discussed the properties of each angle. Pair of corresponding angles formed due to the parallel line and transversal are congruent. Interior angles are supplementary. Alternate angles, either they are exterior or interior, both alternate angles are congruent. And the linear pair of angles are supplementary. We also discussed the linear pair of angles are also supplementary. Next part in this lesson we also discuss how to prove the two lines are given to us, they are parallel and or not. For that we have discussed the test for the parallel lines. So one is corresponding angle test. If the corresponding angles between the two lines and a transversal are congruent, then by corresponding angle test the lines are parallel. And the next, interior angle test. If the interior angles between the two lines and the transversal, that means interior angles formed by the two lines and the transversal, are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. Next we have discussed if the alternate angles formed by the two lines and the transversal are congruent, then the lines are parallel by alternate angle test. This lesson is very important. Here we cover all the basic concepts of parallel line, the angles formed by the parallel line, and we also discuss how to prove the two parallel lines, whether the two parallel lines are given to us are parallel. Two lines are given to us, whether they are parallel or not. We have discussed in this lesson this much part. It's very much important. Recall in your mind. Practice all the questions that we have discussed today 2-3 times. Make separate notebook for maths 2 and solve all the questions, that is from exercise 1.1, lesson 1 and lesson 2. Solve all the question, practice all the question 2-3 times. Alhamdulillah, today we have completed our 2 lessons of maths 2, that is geometry. One is basic concept of geometry and second is parallel line. I hope you all understood each and every concept of these 2 lessons very clearly. If any doubt, any queries related to any chapter, any exercise, then you can call me on my personal number and can ask in group. Write all the practice set in fair notebook. Make separate notebook for maths 2 and practice all the questions that we have discussed in lectures, that means from lesson 1, that means practice set 1 to till practice all the question 2-3 times. Click the photos of your work and send me on my personal number. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallahu khair.